And it is 5:31 a.m. in New York on Wednesday, July 11th. Good morning. I'm Jerry Willis.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Cheryl Casoni. Well, President Trump holding a bilateral breakfast at the NATO summit earlier this morning, and he came out swinging with cameras rolling, putting NATO allies on notice.
We're protecting Germany, we're protecting France, we're protecting everybody. And yet we're paying a lot of money to protect. Now, this has been going on for decades. I think it's very unfair to our country. It's very unfair to our taxpayer. And I think that these countries have to step it up, not over a 10-year period. They have to step it up immediately. I don't think it's fair to the United States. So we're going to have to do something because we're not going to put up with it. We can't put up with it. And it's inappropriate.
Inappropriate. Well, is this the right stance to take? Here to weigh in, retired U.S. Marine Corps Gunnery Sergeant Jessie Jane Duff and Democratic strategist Antoine Seawright. Guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Jesse, this is your wheelhouse, defense spending. I want to show our viewers a pie charting. And this is something the president really had on his mind as he was flying over there. We knew he was going to bring up this issue, in particular, the lack of countries meeting their percentage goals, those targets that are put in place. And if you look at that, look at the United States. We are, of course, paying the biggest chunk of change right now. Is the president, he seems to have a point, but is this the right stance to take? And is defense spending the top priority in your mind right now with regards to our relationship with our allies?
Absolutely, it's the right stance. We've been the gift that keeps on giving. Of 29 NATO allies, only 4 are paying in the 2% that we have requested. Estonia, Greece, Poland, the UK. And on top of that, the United States, obviously. But with that, why are we continuing to flush our money out to these NATO allies when they're not taking their own national security seriously? The United States has always seen us as the tip of the spear to help the world. But that doesn't mean that we should be siphoned continually to defend their interests in addition to our own.
Yeah, we're looking at $686 billion in defense spending, a gain of $30 billion just for the U.S. You know, there's 29 countries, only 4 are meeting their 2% GDP target when it comes to spending, and it's us, Greece, the UK, Estonia, and Latvia. But Antoine, something else really interesting happened this morning, and I want you to listen to this exchange that he had with the NATO General Secretary Hans Stoltenberg. And the president did not mix words. Listen.
How can you be together when a country is getting its energy from the person you want protection against or from the group that you want protection?
Because you understand that when we stand together, also when dealing with Russia, we are stronger. I think what we have seen is that...
No, you're just making Russia richer.
So what he's talking about, Antoine, is the Nord Stream 2 natural gas pipeline that's under construction. And this is going to increase Russia's energy exports, natural gas exports to the EU, in particular to Germany. That's what he was talking about. What did you make of his comments, Antoine?
Well, what I think I made of the president's breakfast this morning as a whole is that I think this is once again Donald Trump almost embarrassing the United States on the world stage. Anytime a president has visited NATO,
but he's fighting for the U.S. taxpayer. He said that in that meeting as well, Antoine.
A president's visit to NATO is a chance for us to reassure our allies that the United States will dance with them on the dance floor, no matter what the background music may be. With this president, his unpredictability and his behavior and his quite frankly just unpredictability in what he may tweet or what he may say almost puts the United States and some of our allies in an awkward position. And I think his visit this morning, and I think this trip will be no different.
You know, but Jesse, I have to say, I don't necessarily agree with what Antoine is saying because he tweeted about this and he makes a really good point. He tweeted, the European Union makes it impossible for our farmers and workers and companies to do business in Europe. He's talking about the trade imbalance. U.S. has a $151 billion trade deficit. Then they want us to happily defend them through NATO and nicely pay for it. It just doesn't work. This is dollars and cents to a president who comes from the world of business.
Exactly. It's about time. It's not an embarrassment because when you serve in this country and you go overseas and you see the American faces that are defending these other countries, you actually calculate in your mind, where is their own nation? Where are the people that we are trying to help? He's going there with a clear agenda. We need to address the terrorist issue. We need to ensure that Europe is involved in resolving that. That is not an embarrassment. When you look at his agenda, he's finally coming out
but
with
we need to
his
reassure our
hand and
allies
stating that he will.
I'm
I'm not finished yet. I didn't interrupt you. He is stating very clearly that that we need to be in the forward sphere together, not showing up alone, which we do continually as the military.
Antoine, last word?
All I'm saying to you is this president should always reassure our allies that the American people, the United States, will always be there for them. This is not us versus them. And in his posture this morning and in the past, it almost presents it the idea that this is not the case.
Well, I think this is his negotiating style, certainly front and center. We'll see.
And unpredictability doesn't mean a good thing.
He's definitely predictable. I'm grateful he's our commander-in-chief.
All right, Jessie and Antoine, wish I had more time. Guys, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.